Mom?
Yeah.
I don't think I know now what 131 plus 10,000 equals.
I think you do if you really think about it.
A million?
No. You just add those, you say those two numbers together then.
Oh.
Was it 10,000?
No, I said 10,000.
Okay, so 10,000 plus 131?
10,131.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big number.
It is.
Is it like 1, 0, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0?
No, that's too many zeros. We'll write it down in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
I'll show you.
Is it kind of like a 10?
A 10 and a comma, and then 131. So,
I mean 10,000.
I know. 10,000 would be the 10 and the comma. That's the 1,000. That's 10, the 10,000, yeah. And then 131 is right after it. So it's 5 numbers.
5 numbers, that's not much at all.
Well,
But it's pretty long, like this.
so what I was saying before about our egos and how when you were 1 and 2, it wasn't as difficult as when you were 3.
Yeah, I think I know why. Because, I think, because he kind of knew the things not to be sassy, and I kind of just, broke the rules.
Maybe.
I don't really know.
And I've read that when kids are around that age, that their egos develop. And your ego is a part of ourself, like in our mind, and
Yeah.
it's the part that tries to make everything about us, like about ourselves. And it makes us,
Do bad things.
it can. It's kind of,
That would be the back of your brain, and then the front is what tells you to do good things.
well, maybe your ego, maybe it originates in the back of your brain. I'm not really sure exactly where it is in our minds, but it is a voice that it can be very dramatic.
Yeah.
It tells us, like, if somebody, say you're at school and your best friend wants to sit by somebody else instead of you. Your ego is what tells you, how could they do that to me? Why would they do that to me? I can't believe it. Like, that's the part that gets jealous.
Yeah, like my jealousy problem. Because, I told Quinn something that he told Miss Kimmy, and then he got a prize.
That was your ego reacting, though. So you getting upset about that, instead of just letting it go, instead of saying, you know what, that's really cool, I'm glad Quinn got a prize. No big deal. I have a million things. I don't need anything else, right?
I'm talking about I don't have that much prizes.
But either way, Ollie, but what I'm telling you
I
is,
only have 2 or 3.
so right now you're experiencing your ego.
And he has 5.
But things aren't always fair and equal. They're really hardly ever fair and equal. It's just something you got to get used to instead of letting it upset you more. You got something on your nose here? You feel it?
Got it off.
What was it?
It was kind of pokey.
Was it your food?
Yeah? A little crumb.
So do you understand what I'm saying? Is your ego responding? So if you can be aware of those moments during the day and you tell your ego to shush up.
My ego just said to me, I love you, Mom.
Oh, I love you, Oliver.
Told me to say that, so I did.
Yeah. Yeah, our
That was the front part.
Yeah. And our egos don't always have to be unhealthy. You can have a very healthy
Ego.
sense of self, right? Your ego is kind of like that. It's your sense of self. And it can be healthy. It doesn't always have to be sassy.
Doesn't always have to be sassy.
Nope. But everybody has it. Every single person in the world. If you're human, you have an ego.
Yeah.
Sometimes egos can get way big, like when you always have to win, and the people that get really braggy when they do, like, ha ha, I'm better than you. That's an ego too.
Yeah.
You don't want to let that happen.
That's the back ego. Everybody has a front ego and a back ego.
Okay, that's a good way to understand it. Mm-hmm. Show me a little meditation prayer today.
What?
What do you want your intention to be?
What's that? Are you recording?
I'm still trying to find a video. I'm searching and I'm holding it up so that I get better reception. What do you want to happen today?
To get all the smileys on my plan sheet. And I'm really sad that I'm on a plan. Because, like, all the other kids, Patrick and Quinn, they have plans too. But Riley should be, and he doesn't. That's bad.
You don't need to worry about the other kids. I think having a plan...
Nobody in the class that I said does not have a contract.
Well, our choices will determine the things that happen every day. And if you made a lot of bad decisions, then we need to look closely at your behavior. That's all that's for. It's actually kind of a blessing because it helps us learn more about ourselves, and that's important in life. If you can look at your behavior and see the things that you really like and the things that you want to change, you're way ahead of the game. If life would be a game, you're ahead of it then, because those things are important. Some grown-ups have a hard time doing that too.
Yep. Sometimes it happens.
So being on a plan is actually...
kind of good.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Being on a plan means you made a big mistake. That you have to go like on a note piece of paper. That's so you know what you did and you can keep track of it.
Yep.
That's why it's called a contract.
Yeah. And what is that called? Being
Good.
Being aware.
Yeah.
Of your
like
behavior.
Being aware, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, but not much. I kind of like it. One hand's not, one hand's yes.
What is a mistake that you've learned from?
Not to hit or kick, to keep my hands to myself.
You've been doing a good job with that.
My hands and feet to myself.
And what's the other one?
To not break and to not argue with grown-ups.
Yeah, arguing with grown-ups. Following directions,
do
right?
not argue with grown-ups.
This thing won't search.